Hello everybody, this is my newest update. I have done some painting in the last couple of weeks. I really haven't done a lot, but today I did quite a bit. I chose to leave most of the 1x4s the natural color. I'm going to use some poly on that. I'm going to fill all the gaps because there are some gaps in some of the joint areas, corners. I've got some thin flashing that I'm going to put over it in the joints. But there are my secret windows. They are called Pet Peaks. I got the idea from Dietrichson. He does RelaxShacks.com, and he has a really cool book out. And I read through his book, and I've watched a lot of his videos on YouTube, and he has used these in forts and little tiny homes, and he finds some pretty cool uses for some older stuff. Now these are 35 bucks each. I have two of them, and I'll give you a better view on the other side, but they're actually made to go in fences so that dogs can actually see through the fence without going crazy on one side of the fence and wondering what the heck's over on the other side. And there's videos all on YouTube about Pet Peaks, and you can look them up. It's Petpeek. So that's that. I went with a rather deep green for the paint. Here's the other one. What it is it's got an outer ring here, and it's got 4 bolts, 1/4-inch bolts on each side, top, bottom, on each side. And it on the inside, it came with cap nuts, these things right here, but because I'm using thin wood, I had to replace it with some regular nuts. But the bolts are pretty long. You can use them on thicker fences, and you're supposed to put as many washers that they supply. They supply a good amount of washers onto the bolt. That way, however thick your fence is, then you just put the cap nut over it. Well, I'm using 1/4-inch pine for the outer part of this camper, so. But yep, there are the bolts on the inner ring. See, and it goes out about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 inches from the. I can't see it from here. Let me see if I can turn this. There we go. Goes out about 6 or 8 inches from the wall. But just a cool little feature that you won't see really in any other little camper probably. And they're on both sides. On the inside, I've got the screening. I think I'd covered this already, but I got the screening in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some plexiglass, or take a piece of like 1x2 or something, bolt it in here, notch it out, and just put some slides on or something. Haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet. Last thing I want to show y'all is I finished the back, and I am going to poly this as well after I fill in any of the little gaps. There are a few small gaps, but I did a complete wall except for where the door is going to go, and then I cut out where the window is so that we could put a screen in. And eventually I'm going to put up brackets and a brace for a very small AC unit, because it gets really hot down here, although we're not really using it much, mostly for when we go to Daytona in February, and maybe Charlotte, I don't know. But it's mostly going to be a little sleep house for us for when we go to the races, or if we go and are looking for land because we're trying to get out of Florida, and then hopefully in the next year. But all the way up, I just nailed them all in, and then I put a double 2x4 here on the frame. That way, when I make my door, I'm going to piece together a door, but out of scrap wood. Then I took these little like holder things. That way I can take the screen out at any point and put in the air conditioner. And plus I have the remainder pieces of the 1x4s that I used, and I just bracketed them together with 1x3s, and it fits right in to the spot when the screen's not there. So I'm going to get some hinges, put hinges on the top, there as well. And once I complete it, when the screen's in, I'll have it sitting open in an open position. I'm going to put a screw here with an eye hook and use some paracord that I still have, and I'm going to put a screw at the bottom of that, about there in the middle, and that way when I have it open, I'll have held on by the paracord. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. It's coming together really good, actually. I love it. And next step I'm going to do is probably get materials for the roof. And I think I'm going to, look at that, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm barely going to make it out the garage with this thing. I tell you what, man, it's going to be tight. But I'm going to use probably the same stuff I used here, the vinyl. And I might just do like a spray paint job on it to give it a little bit more darker color, so the sun don't wake us up in the morning. But might get that tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon after church, and start on the roof. But I'm gonna fill all the gaps with the spray foam soon, and that's it for now, I guess. I shall show you more when I get it done. Have a great weekend.